Morning guys, I'm just heading out on my walk to 40-foot falls today. So I'm just left from the start of the car park, which is just outside of Mittagong, following the Boxvale track, probably having lunch at the end of this trail and then down the incline, following the river and then out towards 40-foot falls where I'll be camping overnight. Just had to save a dog. He came along and he just jumped into the water here. It was a lot deeper than he thought, and then he couldn't get out, so yeah, I had to pull him out, so that was a bit of fun. Well, I'm still on the Boxvale track, and I'm just following this. It's an old tram line. It follows the ridge here, and it goes through some cuttings. It's a relatively flat and easy track, which is quite good. But it's yeah, it's really nice. So I should be coming up to a tunnel soon, and that'll go through right through the mountain, come out the other side, and then we kind of head out to a lookout, and then we go down the hill with the cable. And then we'll be yeah, down on the creek. And I'm so glad I decided to do this walk clockwise and not anti-clockwise, because I'd be coming up this hill rather than going down it. So I think that was a good decision. It is pretty steep. Well, I've just made it down to the Natai River after coming down the incline. Man, that was steep, so it's pretty hairy trying to get down that steep hill with all this scrabbly rocks, and yeah, it was really loose and soft, so it was quite hard to get a good footing. But I've made it to Natai Creek now. Looks like there's somebody been camping here before. They've got a fireplace set up. We can see the river over here. So yeah, that's Natai Creek. Yeah, it's quite overgrown, but a fair bit of water in it. At least we had some rain just yesterday and the day before, so it's reasonably a little bit damp down here, but we've had a fair bit of sun today, so it's been quite nice. So now I'm just going to head over to that side of the creek, follow this along, and then I'll go up one of the side valleys to hit where 40-foot falls are, where I'll be camping for the night. So now I'm just following the, I suppose the Natai River after coming down that incline earlier, and I had to cross the river. I didn't film it because it was over a very slippery log and it was very precarious, and I thought, yeah, I would be jinxing myself if I videoed that. So, but I managed to get across it without falling in or breaking a leg or twisting an ankle, so that was good. So now it's yeah, it's quite pleasant down here. It's quite wet and mossy, and yeah, I hope there's not too many leeches or anything like that. But it's yeah, it's nice just listening to the water in the creek down here. So check out this moss. And you got these massive cliffs up the top, which would have been, actually that's probably where the lookout is, where I was earlier. So I've basically come from there, down the incline and along the river now. Yeah, so it's winter here in Australia at the moment, so it's, I mean, it's still t-shirt weather during the day, but at night it can get quite cold, and I'm sort of down in the southern Highlands at the moment, so it's supposed to get down to probably 0 or maybe 1 degree tonight. I was watching another YouTuber, Scotty's gone walkabout, and he was out in the bush in Sydney a couple of weeks back, and he was saying how cold he was. So it kind of reminded me to make sure that I pack enough gear to keep myself warm. So I've just passed Kells Creek, still following the Natai River, and soon I'll be coming towards, what the hell? There's a tyre here. How do things get here? Yes, as I was saying, just following Natai River, and I've just passed Kells Creek, and now I'm heading down towards Natai Creek, and then from there I'll head up towards 40 Foot Falls, where I'll be camping for the night. Ah, it's so pretty. Okay, I've just made it to the junction of the Natai River and the Natai Creek. So now I'm following the Natai Creek, which is just to my right here. I think it's only probably a couple of 100 metres up to where 40 Foot Falls are. So I'll go and check that out. It should be pretty cool. And then I'll proceed a bit further beyond that and then see if I can find somewhere to put my hammock up tonight. So it's about 2:20 in the afternoon now. Because I'm in the valley, it'll probably start getting dark kind of earlier than expected, so I kind of want to get there, kind of get my hammock and stuff all set up and start cooking dinner early, probably by about 5. It's probably getting pretty dark by then. Yeah, once you get under this undergrowth it gets real dark. Yeah, so next stop should be 40 Foot Falls. Oh. Oh wow. Whoosh. Well, I've set up camp and I've got a fire going. I've had dinner. So I've set up my hammock. Yeah, pretty much ready for bed, although it's only like 5:30 in the afternoon, so it's a bit bizarre. So I'll probably sit by the fire for a little bit. Yeah, just relax and listen to the water and the birds. Yeah, and just enjoy the evening. It's not too cold at the moment. It's quite pleasant. Morning. It's quite cool this morning. I was warm enough last night though, which was quite good. It was. I certainly had enough things to keep me warm. I actually had 2 sleeping bags, so that was good. What a beautiful morning. Blue sky, sunshine. Such a nice little spot here. And how I clean my pots and pans is I grab some river sand, throw that in there with a bit of water, and just slosh it around. And, or at least with these aluminium cookware, it seems to do a really good job of cleaning it. And I think pre-soaking the oats it made it less sticky, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Beautiful. And because I knew it was going to be cold last night, I tried out using this heavy-duty emergency blanket, which is reusable from Sol. And so I've attached that as kind of like as an under blanket or an underquilt to see if that helped. So I got down to about 0 last night, and I was quite warm. You know, admittedly I did have 2 sleeping bags, so because I knew it was going to be cold. So I'm not sure if that made the difference or if it was the underbuilt, but it kind of keeps the wind off the bottom of the hammock, where it kind of saps all your heat, and also it reflects your body heat back. So I don't know, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but at least I was nice and warm. Well, I've had a very lazy morning this morning. I've just been slowly packing up my stuff and just sitting by the river, relaxing and listening to the waterfall, listening to the birds. It's just so peaceful here. It's quiet. It's just there's no one around, and it's just so picturesque. It's so such an amazing spot. You get this lovely waterhole, and waterfall, and then all these ferns down the valley. It's just spectacular. Yeah, so it's about, it's coming up to about 11 o'clock now, so I probably need to get going. So I'm ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll bush bash back down the creek and spend some time having a look around 40-foot falls again. Because I was kind of a bit short for time on the way here, because I was kind of rushing to beat the sunset, I suppose. And then from there, it's only a short hike out from further down the creek or down the river back to Mittagong, and then catch a train and go home. So yep, enough relaxing, time for walking. Well, I've just left 40-foot falls, and I'm back on the track which goes down Natai Creek, and I'll be joining onto Natai River. I tell you what, 40-foot falls are just spectacular, really pleasant, so peaceful with nobody there. There's a sign for Mittagong. So it's only 3.5 km, so it should be an easy bit of a stroll. Well, I've just arrived at Lake Alexandra, which is just on the outskirts of Mittagong. This is pretty much the end of my walk. It's really pretty here, it's quite nice, although there's a lot of people, a lot of noisy dogs and a lot of noisy kids, so it makes me appreciate the peace and quiet I've had over the last couple of days. So I'll be just chilling here for a little bit, and then I'm going to head off and catch a train back to Sydney. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.